Good morning and welcome to Viva La Crypto. My name's Dino, I'm your host today, and I'm going to be reviewing Tigereum ICO today. Now, apologies, I'm going to go through this quite quickly. I've already done this video once, but for some reason my rendering dislodged the actual audio and I couldn't save it, so I've had to delete it and start again. So I'm going to go through this project. It's a really good one. Actually, ICOs in just under 2 days, and if this is going to be of interest to you, I suggest you have a look at it really quickly because there's a bonus for the first 12 hours, and if you want to do this, you've got to do it immediately in that 12-hour space, which will become a little bit more apparent. So as always, strap in and let's do this review. So what is Tigereum? Tigereum are looking to provide a payment system through social media so that you can send crypto to your friends and family through Facebook Messenger. Now, that facility already works at the moment through fiat, so they're looking to be the first player in the market to do this with crypto. Now, what I like about this project is, yes, they're looking to be first to market. They've actually got a bot that's actually working. They do need some funds to further develop some of the aspects of it. But what I like about it is they're actually looking to allow you to not just do Ethereum-based tokens, but they want to be able to do a whole suite of different cryptocurrencies. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the white paper. I know Greg has already done a review, but I just want to go into a bit of detail. Go have a look at Greg's as well. But we're also going to discuss the team and the advisors, the white paper, as we normally do. But I'd like to just go through the prototype with you first. You can actually test it yourself, but unfortunately it brings up all my Facebook friends, so I don't think they like being in my videos. So here we go. So you log in, you register, you agree that you want to use the app. You then select the crypto that you want to send to your friend. So we're going to send Bitcoin. Now, because this is being linked to your wallets, you can then specify how much you want to send. And the interesting thing is that you can also preview your order. Yep, say yeah, that's fine. But you can also select the crypto you want to use to pay that Bitcoin. So you might not have Bitcoin, you might have Ethereum, so you can use even fiat in this example, and it gives you the option. Yeah, so there you can then pick, well, in this case I'm going to use Bitcoin to pay Bitcoin. So they're looking to have some sort of exchange facility in the background as well, which I think is fantastic. So it looks multifunctional. What brought this to my attention is going through all of the ICO lists. I tend to look for something that solves a problem, but also something that I would use. I had a situation where I owed my brother $70 for some work. He asked me to pay him in Ethereum. I had to log in, get to my wallet, send the Ethereum to him, and it was a real pain. Whereas this, I could just log onto my phone, no login required, just send him the crypto and this job done. I could do it all from my mobile. I could do it in the pub. Instead, I have to come home, log into my computer and send it to him. Now, the white paper is quite interesting. I'm going to go through a few things with you. Now, the token sale begins at 9 AM Greenwich Mean Time on the 8th of December and only runs for 10 days. So it's quite a short ICO, so they must be quite confident they can raise their money in time. Again, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. You should always take the time to read the white paper yourself. But what I'm going to do is just point out the key things that I think are relevant within the white paper. So Tigereum are looking to develop an AI chatbot to enable the crypto community to securely and easily send small amounts of crypto to friends and family by instant messenger. Crypto as a competitive advantage should make messaging money cheaper and easier for everyone. Tigereum will also not only enable crypto to be messaged, but it will also provide the crypto community the best customer experience for sending crypto. So yeah, it's nice and convenient for sending crypto, but also it saves people the hassle of using my Ether wallet and so on. Now, the Tigereum AI chatbot solution will enable crypto holders to securely message crypto. You'll be able to keep your details confidential. You'll be able to use multiple devices, mobile, tablets, laptops and desktops. You'll be able to they're looking to use multiple instant messaging platforms. One of my concerns were the terms and conditions of certain platforms such as Facebook Messenger, because they might be looking to create their own cryptos in the future. But speaking to the CEO on Telegram, they're quite confident that they won't have any problems with that. Some of the back end will have to be done off the actual messaging service. They're looking to use any cryptocurrency and have multiple languages as well, which is good. Explains how the AI chatbot will work, which we've just kind of gone through with the video. Now, they do have a prototype, which is good. A lot of these ICO projects are they're all conceptual. They have an idea. They actually have the bot working. Now, the bot, I think, is actually the hardest part. If you can get that working, then that's great. What they have to develop now is the actual back-end wallet, how they want it to work. Is it going to be like a Kyber or a system where they're just going to have an exchange and you send coins and they come out the other end? Are you going to have a system where, like Spectra Coin have just released, where you can send money to each other, they hold a balance and they hold tickers between different people? That would be quite interesting. Or whether they could use a wallet system, have someone like I Am Token, who you basically register with an account and then you send. The thing I like about this is it's a solvable problem. I don't think that side of it is going to be too hard. The actual technology side. I have covered a bit about the industry, like a lot of white papers do, looking at different channels in which people pay and different messages, international remittance, looking at alternatives for transferring money. And one of the things that is worthwhile, I've just seen an article, Western Union are actually looking at closing down on accounts that are linked with cryptocurrency. So we might actually see some obstacles with some of these companies to actually using cryptocurrency in the future. Discusses the thing about digital wallets and what they're looking to address. Other competitors who, again, aren't really looking to address the web app messaging of cryptocurrency. Now, looking at the actual token itself, there's going to be a 50 million Targaryen token supply. They're actually looking to sell 40 million of these tokens. The tokens will be listed on the 18th of December on Ether Delta, and they'll be looking to get other exchanges up and running. They do have a revenue model, so what they're going to look to do is they're looking at what the alternatives out there are for charging. So there's 1% and 2% for exchanging cryptocurrencies on an exchange. If you're looking at changing cryptocurrency to fiat, typically it's 5%. So they're expecting they could receive revenue between 2 and 5%. I'd like to see a competitive advantage. I think to really get the crypto community behind them, it would be useful if they look at ways in which they can reduce those fees to make it more beneficial to use their platform. They are looking to do a token burn as well. So what they're hoping is the value of Tigereum will increase through adoption, more people using it. But what they're looking to do is through profits of the business, they'd like to go and buy tokens off the exchanges and then burn them, which will reduce supply as well, which I think is really good. It shows a commitment to actually improving the value for token holders. The token is a requirement of the mechanism for sending crypto across. So what you'll do is it kind of goes from my idea of a ledger system where you'll send your Bitcoin, they in effect send across Targaryen tokens, and the person then gets a credit of the equivalent value in the token that's required. That's how they're able to do multiple different cryptocurrencies, what they're planning to do. They will require a treasury float, which will be decided closer to the time for fiat currencies. Now the biggest hurdle they really have is regulation. They are going to need some of this money from the ICO to look at the legal requirements of sending funds. With using these platforms, they can actually build in restrictions. So if, for instance, they can't send money to Iran because it's a sanctioned country, they can actually stop the app being used in, well, Facebook will stop the app being used in that particular jurisdiction or the bot. So there are ways in which they can control those restrictions, but they will need to do a lot of due diligence. Having worked in the banking sector, it's not particularly that hard. You just need to, whatever country you're actually based in, you just work off the regulations from that one and then work out from there. The other good thing as well is they've actually looked to take insurance from Lloyd's of London, one of the biggest insurance providers in the world. What they're looking to do is to insure Tigerean tokens and also other cryptocurrencies that will be held on the platform. So if they do get hacked, then you will not lose out. They are also looking to use cold storage to provide additional security as well. So just to reiterate, key dates, 9 AM Greenwich Mean Time, on the 8th of December, running to the 18th. Now, there was a token swap as well beforehand, so they had a kind of pre-sell. Now, what actually happened is they had a 50% bonus in which they sold. It's showing on the Bitcoin forum that 15 million tokens have been allocated. So by my math, 10 million tokens have been retained for the team, 5 million have been sold. So by that logic, there isn't actually that the actual amount that was pre-sold is actually not that high. But 50% bonus is big unless you also get a bonus. So if you buy Targaryen tokens in the first 12 hours, you get a 33% bonus, which means although they had a small pre-sale, which could, if a whale came in and bought those and then decides to dump them, that could be a bit of a problem. But by you getting in the first 12 hours, that provides you a bit of whale protection in the sense of getting a discount yourself. So again, I reiterate, if you're going to do this ICO, it's got to be really done within the first 12 hours to give yourself that bonus. It gives you an example, so an exchange that they're potentially looking at to get listed on. It explains the pre-swaps that I've just discussed as well. 80% of the tokens are for the swap, 20% are going to be allocated to the team for bounties, for advisors and founders. In the unlikely event that any tokens are not sold, they will be burnt. But one of the things I do like about this ICO is they're not looking to raise a lot of money. So I think it's quite unlikely, based on how unique this offering is, that they will burn tokens. They have had 1,000 people register for an interest for the ICO, so that's quite interesting. It's going to be an ERC20 token, so it will be able to be deposited in my Ether wallet or MetaMask or your ledger. And it also goes through the use of the tokens, which you can go through in a second. Now, the actual team themselves, Darren has a legal background, been working for a global law firm for 20 years. Since then, he's been CEO of a few companies. You can look at him on LinkedIn, which I won't bother with now. I've done a bit of a dig in. First thing I do when I look at ICOs is this a scam? And based on the footprint that the team have left across LinkedIn, it is only my opinion, but I think there's a big enough footprint there. They worked for well-established companies in the past, over 500 links on LinkedIn, so I have no worries there. Darren works purely for Tigereum, but also for Aero, which is linked. That's like a debit card system that's going to back up Tigereum. So the thing I like about the CEO is he seems very dedicated to this project. He's not running multiple different platforms or different companies at the moment. Tim is going to be head of shared services. He also works for another company in Australia. Mark also works as a COO, but also works as COO for Aero. So 2 full-time members. User experience, Rohan. We've also got 2 bot developers. Quite impressive CVs as well, working for government in Nigeria. Now, looking at the advisors, a couple jumped out. The advisor team is quite strong. Gary is really a advisor to large companies. He has a big track record of working with banks, working with internet companies. He's also advisor to other internet-based companies. If you look at him on LinkedIn, he's very interesting. Dan's got a bit of an investment fund background. Shahar Namar is basically the founder of ICO Rocket, and he's actually advised the team on the ICO. So I think he's been able to construct and help them construct a good ICO. We've also got some guys with an IT guru, again a large cap investor, and Nathan is really the blockchain advisor. So Nathan has a very good CV. He's an advisor for ICOs, but he's also a smart contract advisor as well. He's got a very impressive CV. It's quite interesting to look at. He's been involved in blockchain for a number of years, and has some projects himself that look quite interesting. So again, quite a good solid team. I think the biggest selling point is that the team that have a good IT background, they have a good background of running large companies. They haven't done a blockchain previously, but I think the actual token itself is not anything that requires massive development. Is really the wallets and the actual bot itself. So the blockchain experience doesn't really, I think, have a massive impact on the actual project. Token swap summary. So the symbol is going to be Tigereum. It's an Ethereum token, 50 million total supply, looking to raise $50 million US. The token swap price is 1,000, but as I mentioned, you'll get the discount if you go in on the first 12 hours. As mentioned there, close date, public exchange initially will be Ether Delta. The lock-in period for the founders is 90 days, and again, you can contact the team. They are active on Telegram. When I did initially try to get on Telegram, there were some problems, but the Telegram is now working, so you can go in, ask the CEO questions. There's typically someone on there all the time, so it's worthwhile if you do have any queries, just go and speak to the team. Now, as far as the actual use of funds, they are actually looking to put 30% towards tech development, 25% towards marketing, which will be required, and also they'll need some money for a treasury float to help them with working capital on the actual platform. We'll also require some working capital, legal, which I'm sure they're going to need a lot of money for, and also staffing. Showing the roadmap, they have a prototype, they've done some customer testing, which we've just looked at, and this, you can go and try it yourself, look and do the token swap, and they're looking at live integration in the Q1 next year, which is quite interesting. They're going to do some customer testing and then do a beta release in the second half of next year, and then launching Q1 2019. I'm hoping with the actual project and how well that this team could potentially work, we might see that pulled forward. Obviously, I won't hold them to that. This is their roadmap. This is what they're looking to deliver on these timelines, and I think it is very achievable. So all in all, I think that this is potentially a project that I am interested in myself. I think that if you're looking for flip opportunities, it does present a potential there once listed on the exchange. But I think this could be one worthwhile holding at least for a few months to see how it pans out, how the development works, and let's see if there's any potential partnerships announced as well. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you like to see further ICO reviews in the future, please take the time to just hit the subscribe button. Also hit the little alarm. As you can see, we've got 1 day and 22 hours before this ICO is released, so sometimes these ICO reviews do come a little bit late, so it's worthwhile just hitting that bell. If you have any questions, please hit me up on the comment section. You can also follow me on Twitter on Crypto Viva, or follow us on Facebook. So thank you for your time and good luck.